Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Estate Planning Academy. I'm your host, Gary DeWitt, and this is the internet's most passionate show about estate planning. Today's topic is trust. This is going to be a quick overview of what, in my opinion, is one of the most useful and flexible estate planning documents. I don't know if I can get through this in 5 minutes, but I'm going to try. Trusts are large, complex documents with lots of terms, but here's the ones I think you need to know. Grantor is the person giving property to the trust. Trustor, sometimes used instead of grantor. It means the person creating the trust. Trustee, the person in control of the property belonging to the trust. They actually hold legal ownership of the property. Trust estate, the property in the trust. Beneficiary, the person for whom the property is managed and cared for. Trust document, you can think of it as a big contract. Revocable, capable of being canceled or changed. Irrevocable, can't be canceled or changed. I like to define a trust like this. A trust is a contract between the grantor, the person creating the trust, and the trustee, the person who owns the property, where the grantor transfers title of the assets to the trustee, and the trustee manages the assets for the benefit of the beneficiaries according to the terms of the trust document or contract. Trusts avoid probate. They skip probate completely, which means they stay private. They provide for tax planning for estate purposes. They support children with special needs. They protect children with addiction such as drugs, alcohol, and gambling against wasting the money. They protect children's assets against future divorce. They provide you with lifetime asset protection. You can leave incentives for children, and you get to control the assets from beyond the grave. There are so many types of trust. There's the revocable living trust. It's revocable and established during your lifetime. Have a testamentary trust, created by a last will and testament. An irrevocable trust. Once things go in, they stay in, and you can't change the terms without court intervention except in very narrow circumstances. An irrevocable life insurance trust. That holds life insurance policies to avoid estate tax on the policy. Supplemental or special needs trust. These are set up to allow a person to maintain government benefits and get extras. Charitable remainder trust, for lifetime charitable giving while retaining beneficial use of the property. A grantor trust. The grantor, or the person who put property in, pays the income tax at their tax rate on the income from the trust property, not at the trust rates which start at about 40%. They must follow certain IRS rules to be considered a grantor trust. However, most revocable living trusts are grantor trusts. These are just a few of the named types of trust. There are many more special purpose trusts. A revocable living trust is the typical trust used in estate planning. By its name, it is revocable. It's established during your lifetime. It's one of the most common probate avoidance trusts. You get to maintain control after your lifetime and set the rules. You make provisions for children with addictions, bad marriages, in college, and more. You decide when and how the beneficiaries get the money and other property. They're great for blended families and fantastic for avoiding probates. You can add incentives to a revocable living trust. Like, for each semester my children in post-high school education get a 3.0 grade point average, they're to be paid the sum of $1,000. Or, when little Johnny graduates from college, the trustee is to purchase from trust funds a new automobile not to exceed the price of $25,000. While my child is receiving an education, the trustee is to pay tuition directly to the institution of higher learning. Or, my spouse is allowed to live in the house as long as they want. This is great for blended families where one spouse came into the marriage with a home that they own. And you can put restrictions in place. For example, if my son is addicted to drugs, then the money is to be used for his health, education, maintenance, and support only.